puck as that sails over the end line. For Thompson, and he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down at the 23. It's 2nd and 12.
23-yard line.
Off play action, it's Minshew. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And they've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
McPhee on the tackle.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
From just shy of midfield, Minshew. Brought in here by Tyler Eifert. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
25 yards. First down.
Normally you see 3 tight ends in a formation. You have to think to yourself, this has got to be a run. And I know as a safety, when I saw that, I took an extra step or 2 towards the line of scrimmage. Instead, they threw the ball, and he found one of those tight ends for a very nice pickup.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. On the carry, Thompson. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
He's taken.
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
From the 17, Minshew. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Calais Campbell. Credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
This has neither the distance nor the accuracy. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The keeper there turning into a big play of 23 yards, and it moves the sticks.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. And the Ravens lead at 7-0.
Good. Makes the score Ravens 7, Jaguars nothing.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Now, they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Minshew sets to throw. He's got it complete to Thompson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll make it 3rd and 13. Out of the gun is Minshew. And Eifert has it. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
Jacksonville.
Let's go now. 60 outlaw. Let's go, dude. Big series right here. We got to step it up.
First carry for Raquel Armstead. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
The 2nd down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. The veteran Jimmy Smith there on the coverage.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
And able to find Kirk complete. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 34-yard line.
24-yard gain on the play. And a Jaguar 1st down.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
7. Jaguars nothing.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 34. Shotgun handoff to Thompson. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Patrick Queen on the tackle.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Minshew with a throw caught by Eifert, the tight end.
To Tyler Eifert.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter is a good running back dive play.
They'll try to throw for it with Minshew. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Pernell McPhee. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. The wind is at his back here in the 2nd quarter. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers missed one early and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game? That's a lot to carry around.
And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
26-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7 at the 30-yard line.
A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
At the 33-yard line.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They get 14 on that one. That's good for a Baltimore first down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory.
To the 48-yard
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And 5.
Dobbins running out of the gun. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score.
All day, every day, any day. Come on, fellas.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Jackson, option right. Clayton Gathers makes the stop.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. A false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. And some room to run now. And they'll get this down to the 10. 18 yards that time to push him up 1st and goal. Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow, they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. J.K. Dobbins with his second touchdown here in this first half as the Ravens push further out in front. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game.
Makes the score Ravens 14, Jaguars 3. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach.
And looking for Kirk, but this pass is intercepted. It's the rookie linebacker, Patrick Queen, and he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. A big play there by the rookie. An interception followed by the return for 6 points.
If you want to be accepted by your teammates and coaching staff, make plays like that.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now.
Jaguars 3. Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will make it into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Well, 1st and 10 here. You know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Anthony Averett picks it. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened-up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Marcus Peters on the coverage.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Looking to throw it. Minshew. He's going to go deep for Conley. Minshew going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. That pick six extending this lead even further. Boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the 3rd quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
And this one through the uprights and good. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Ravens ready to receive it. And they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And now a 1,000-yard rusher season ago. It's Mark Ingram.
Number 21, Mark
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They run. It's Mark Ingram. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Ingram, the ball carrier.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. He's got a first down and more inside the 30. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. He showed his shiftiness and his explosion to take him all the way down near the goal line.
Love that description, and it creates momentum. Maybe you hand it to him again since he's got it going, or do you fake it to him and throw it to a teammate?
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Mark Ingram, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys continue to pour it on. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Anthony Averett picks it. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
At the 33-yard line.
Again, they'll run with Ingram. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
It's 3rd down and 6.
Now the 3rd-year man out of Rutgers, it's Gus Edwards. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working.
Jacksonville.
Go. 15 Lonnie. 15 Lonnie. In the base. On the ball.
Now Minshew on 1st and 10. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course. We're in Baltimore. 3rd quarter action. 2nd and 10. From the gun, Minshew to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
Well, coming into this one, we expected that this offense would have trouble with this defense, and that's exactly the way that this game has gone. Pressure in his face, coverage downfield has been tight. That led to another incompletion. This defense, they're exactly who we thought they were.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Matt Judon able to record his 5th sack of the season.
9 yards. And it's 4th down.
Here's Logan Cook now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Back now in Baltimore. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Ravens on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Ingram again. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He loses 4, and it brings up 4th.
A 4-yard loss.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the fourth quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line.
The tackle made at the 47-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
On 2nd and 7, Minshew. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
Intended for Tyler Davis.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28.
First down.
So in Raven territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Check now. Hey, Sam off.
To Thompson on the draw. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much, unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Check on the ball.
Now Minshew. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. Pernell McPhee in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
4-yard attempt.
So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. And Lambeau will put this one through, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When you go to the backup, let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
5-yard line.
Quick strikeout wide by Jackson. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on?
There goes Mark Ingram. 39 yards there, a big one.
Well, we're beyond the tone setting right now. This guy's been the bell cow all day, and they'll continue to rely on him to move the chains, drain the clock, and lead his team.
Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
As an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Ravens, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they'll have another home date next week as the New York Giants come to town. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7-7. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves next week at home against the Chicago Bears. And for Charles Davis and our entire